All right, everyone. Welcome back to RJK English. So, our first module on business education. We're going to start with accounting and what is accounting. This might seem scary to you, okay? I know it was for me at first when I thought of learning accounting. And I'm going to tell you that I don't remember all of it. So, I know enough that I can refamiliarize myself when I need to. But what we might do in the future is we're going to go over the basics, and then we're going to maybe see if we can bring some other people in to talk about how they use accounting. Or maybe I will find some articles about how they can use accounting. But let's go over this together. This book is about a child who starts their own lemonade stand, so a very small business. And the person does it a very genius way of going through and showing how the balance sheet works, how all of the basic accounting statements work in a way that's very understandable and very accessible. And these are going to be basic to you looking at investing in companies. You need to know these things. You need to understand them in order to read the company financial statements, and you need to know it for starting your own business. Now, when I was in my MBA program, I had read this because I will always read For Dummies books in order to familiarize myself with a new topic. I have no pride in that. I feel like you need to do whatever you can to get a basic understanding of something first. Well, I had another student in class who also did very well. And at the end, when we graduated, I asked him, my friend is now a man. Um, uh, uh, I asked him, "What did you do? What was the book that really helped you?" And he said, "The Accounting Game." And I said, "Are you kidding me? This is what I read as well." So I know someone who did very well in the MBA program, and they also read this book. So let's get started. We're going to start with a pre-test. And this is very good if you're just starting in the university or you're in high school or you're going back to school. Anytime there's a pretest, pay very close attention to it because this gives you a hint of what you are going to learn. It helps you to start thinking about something and then you can revisit it later. So let's go through the first questions. Okay. Which of the following items Which of the following items is not found on a balance sheet? So now we know that the balance sheet is something important in business, right? In accounting. Okay. Which of the following items is not found on a balance sheet? Cash, gross profit, assets, liabilities. Now, I have not taken this test before going through this with you. I'm going to guess it's cash. I don't believe cash is on the balance sheet. So I'm going to put in A. All right. 2, which accounting system most accurately reflects profitability? Which accounting system most accurately, so which accounting system is the most accurate at doing one thing? What is that thing? Reflecting profitability, showing the profitability of the business. I am accurately reflecting profitability. I'm going to go with cash accounting. I'm going to go with cash accounting, but I might be wrong on that. I get these things mixed up. Okay, an account receivable is, I better know this because I worked in accounts receivable. Okay, an accounts receivable is an asset. Is it owner's equity or is it liability? I'm going to say it's an asset. So we're already coming across vocabulary that you may not know. You may be totally lost right now, right? Here's the key to learning anything. Never feel stupid about it. Learn from it. You have an indication right now of what your vocabulary is going to be. What is the vocabulary we're going to learn? We're going to learn balance sheet vocabulary. We're going to learn balance sheet. What else are we going to learn? Cash, we probably know, but we're going to type these in. Cash, gross profit. What else? Assets, liabilities. Okay, we're going to learn cash accounting, flow of funds accounting. Isn't this exciting? You're going to learn all of these things. Accrual accounting. An account. Okay, so we already put asset and liability, but we have this new one, owner's equity. Owner's equity. Equity is something, where have you heard equity before? It's always good to think about, where have I heard this before? You may have heard it if you've talked about buying a house. When you buy a house, what is your equity? Your equity is the amount that you own. So not the part that the bank owns, but the part you actually own because you paid it off. So owner's equity, maybe it means something like the part that the owner actually that owns as profit to himself. All right, so this is how we can think through these things. Okay, next, which of the following is most important to the daily operations of a business? Okay, daily operations. What could daily operations be? If I operate a business, that means I run the business. So daily running of the business. Okay, which is the most important to running a business daily? So let's put operations here. Operations here. Assets, retained earnings, cash. Which is the most important to the daily operations of a business? Retained earnings, assets, or cash? If I think about operations as running a business daily, I guess I'd think cash. It's kind of hard, isn't it? Okay, so let's put cash here. Oh, we already put cash. I'm going to make cash my answer here. Because if I think about cash, well, I need to have cash in order to run the business, right? When people speak about the bottom line, they are referring to, here's a great thing for English. Often in English we go, hey, bottom line, we need to sell this many things today. Hey, bottom line is that movie was terrible. So we use this term, bottom line. Bottom line, I know that it refers to, are we making money or not? Are we making money or not? It's something about making money. So when people speak about the bottom line, they are referring to net profit, gross margin, gross profit. Okay, now we've got some new words, right? Net and gross. Does gross mean like disgusting? That's usually how you'd use it in daily language, right? Gross would mean disgusting, but we wouldn't think of disgusting with business. So now this indicates business language and accounting language is different from regular everyday English. See how much we're learning already? Okay, so I also want to type in net profit. Oh, I want to type in retained earnings. I forgot that. Retained earnings. When people speak about the bottom line, I'm going to guess they net profit. Net profit. Why? I know that gross usually refers to the amount received. So when I have revenue, when I sell things, I get an amount, right? But that's not taking into account the amount I spent in order to get that amount. I need to take that off of that amount. So if I buy a cell phone and then I start having people pay me 10 cents to use it to text or to make a call, and I 10 cents all day. Well, I still need to think about how much did I spend on that cell phone. Until I get past the amount I spent on that cell phone, I'm not making a profit yet, right? So I think it will, and that would usually be called net. after the expense. That's what I think. So net profit, I think it's A. I think almost all the answers are A. If that's true, I got 4 wrong. Okay, number 6, a prepaid expense. Oh, I have to type in these, right? Net profit, gross margin, gross profit, gross margin, gross profit. Expense, prepaid expense, right? See how I'm adding up vocabulary that I need to learn? Doesn't mean I'm going to go read the vocabulary, but I'm just putting it up here in my mind and bookmarking it up here. Prepaid expense is an asset, owner's equity, or a liability. I think it's going to be an asset, because if I prepay my rent, that means the next month I don't have to pay it. I've already prepaid it. So I think it's going to be an asset, because I think of asset, if we think about how we use asset, my assets are being able to teach, are the fact that I have 4 arms, the fact that I have a house. Those are assets to me. Liabilities are when I owe money or something. I know that from regular language. So I'm going to guess a prepaid expense is an asset because I think of it as good. So I'm going to put A there. Did I type everything in? Owner's expense? Nope, I need to put owner's, nope, I have owner's equity in there. Okay, we're already getting our vocabulary. Okay, is LIFO FIFO a method of, I already know this, LIFO and FIFO refer to inventory. Inventory is, if I have a business, I have some of my products in the back in the warehouse, right? That's inventory, and I have to manage that inventory. What do I send out first? What do I take in? So I think it's inventory evaluation. So we need to put inventory here. Inventory evaluation. These are good. These are good strategies for when you're in college, if you're going to college. LIFO, FIFO, profit ratio, financing. Okay, I'm going to type all these in, but I think it's going to be A. I think all these answers are A. I think I got 5 wrong. Okay, 8. Which would you find on an income statement? Ooh, income statement. That's a new one. I'm going to type that in here. Income statement. That is a type of accounting statement, just like the balance sheet. What would I find on the income statement? I don't think I'd find fixed assets. Or would I? I think I would. Expense and liability. I don't think I'd find liability. That's going to be on the balance sheet. I think fixed assets are going to be on, I think it's expense. Because here, when we talked about balance sheet, we didn't see expense in here, but we did see asset and liability. I think it's going to be expense A. And I think every answer is A. I think I'm going to have that other one wrong. Okay, what do I need to write down? Expense, fixed asset, fixed asset. I already wrote down liability. Okay, which of the following expenses does not affect your cash position in running a business? Your cash position in running a business. The only thing I can think of that cash position would be is how much cash do I have, right? That's the only thing I can think. So which of the following expenses? What's an expense? When I have to spend. Notice spend is in that word, expense. So what does not affect my cash position? I would think, what expense doesn't take away from my actual cash? Lease expense, advertising expense, depreciation expense. I know depreciation refers to an accounting trick. So when I buy that cell phone and I use it for my business, like I said, I'm charging people 10 cents to use it. Well, the cell phone has problems over time and it will eventually wear out, right? Depreciation is how I account for that. And it's not actual money leaving. It's just about how I value that item, the cell phone. So I'm going to pick C, depreciation expense, and that hopefully will give me hope for that number 4. Now I need to write down, okay, lease cash position. Okay, I'm going to put cash position here. Lease expense, advertising expense, and depreciation expense. Okay, now, which of the following is a basic accounting equation? I'm going to put accounting equation here. An equation, we all know what an equation is from doing math, right? A plus B equals C, something like that. So, yep, these are written in equation format. Net worth equals assets plus profits. Gross profit minus sales equals gross profit. That doesn't make sense because the same thing minus something equals the same thing. That doesn't make sense. Oh, gross profit margin. Okay. Assets equal liabilities plus owner's equity. I think it's C. I think it's C because I think that is the balance sheet. We're going to get into this. See, I am remembering some things. I think it's C. But we have to add some vocabulary, right? What do we have to add? Net worth. We have assets. We don't have profits. We do have profit. Yeah. Net worth. We want to write down profit. I think I have gross profit and net profit in there. Sales. Gross profit margin. Let's put profit margin because I bet there's net profit margin. Assets equals liabilities, owner's equity. We already have owner's equity. So here's the problem. There's no answers written down to this. So it's a pretest, but there's no answer. I don't think it gives me it anywhere here. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure this out. Now, maybe you know these answers. If you do, put them in the comments, what you think the answers are. Did I get any wrong? Do you know the answers to these vocabulary questions, what they are? Put that in the comments or hit me up on RJK English and let's talk about it. But what do we know from this? We know that we need to learn about balance sheet. We're going to learn about the balance sheet, right? We know we're going to learn about accounting systems and profitability. We're going to learn about accounts receivable, what an accounts receivable is. Oh, I need to put that down here, accounts receivable. Right? We're going to learn about daily operations of business. We're going to learn about what bottom line means. We're going to learn about prepaid expense, LIFO, FIFO, income statement, expenses and cash position, and what is the basic accounting equation? Basic accounting equation. I think I'm just going to keep that. I'm going to take out accounting equation. These are the things that we're going to learn about as we read through it. The next time we meet, we're going to actually go through this first chapter. What is this going to do for you? You're going to read a book in English with me. That's pretty cool. You're going to be able to say, I read a book in English if you haven't done it already. And we're going to learn about this child who is making a lemonade business. And we're going to learn all of those things about accounting from doing that. So I will see you next time. This was a long one. All right, bye.